you covered the rent again, and the power bill, and the grocery run, and the repair their car suddenly needed. And somewhere in the quiet arithmetic you do at the kitchen table, a thought lands that you don't enjoy having. I think I'm carrying more of the money than my partner is. So here's the first thing worth saying. Noticing the imbalance doesn't make you petty, and it doesn't make you a scorekeeper. But the move that actually shifts it isn't the one rehearsing itself in your head. It isn't a confrontation, and it isn't a spreadsheet slid across the table. Here's the part most advice skips. Pulling their weight assumes you can already see the whole ledger. And usually, you can't. Before you settle on the verdict that your partner is under-contributing, there are 3 things worth checking, because none of them show up cleanly on the bank statement. 1. The income gap. If one of you earns noticeably more, a strict 50-50 split quietly asks the lower earner for a far bigger share of what they actually have. 2. The invisible work. Childcare, the mental load of remembering everything, the admin, none of it hits the bank statement, but its real weight. And 3. Avoidance. Some people disengage from money out of anxiety, not laziness, what financial psychologist Brad Klontz calls a money avoidance script, where money stirs up enough fear that the easiest thing is to not look. And the research backs the instinct that what matters is fairness, not sameness. In a study of more than 10,000 partnered adults, feeling that the split of shared expenses was unfair was the strongest fairness-related predictor of lower relationship satisfaction, a bigger deal than who did the housework. Notice the word. Fair, not equal. Couples can feel genuinely good about a lopsided split, as long as it feels fair to both of them. So the honest first step isn't to arrive with the verdict already written. It's to see the whole picture together, and that's what the check-in is for. Here's why how you open it matters more than what you say. Following newlyweds over 6 years, researchers Sybil Kerrer and John Gottman could predict which couples would later divorce from just the first 3 minutes of a single conflict conversation. The couples who lasted weren't the ones who avoided hard topics. They were the ones who opened them gently. Begin with a global complaint, you never, you always, and the talk is usually over before it starts. So here's the shape of it, 4 moves. 1. Pick the moment. A calm, agreed time beats an ambush. 2. Lay out the whole picture, both incomes, all the bills, and the unpaid work on the table at once. You're mapping it together, not prosecuting. 3. Define fair together. Maybe that's proportional to what each earns, maybe it's trading money for time. Agree what fair means for the 2 of you. And 4. Agree one change. And set a next check-in, not one summit that has to settle everything forever. And when you can feel the blame version forming, swap it for an ask. Instead of you never pay for anything, try, more of the bills have been landing on me, and it started to weigh on me. Instead of you need to contribute more, try, I'd love for us to land on a split that feels fair to both of us. Lead with how you feel, name what you need, and leave room for their side. Sometimes you'll do it right and it still stings. If they get defensive, don't match it. Try, I can see this landed harder than I meant it to. I'm not keeping a tally against you, I just want us on the same side of it. Can we pause and come back to it tomorrow? Then actually pause. And if you're the partner who tightens up when money comes up, you can soft start on yourself too. I get overwhelmed fast with this, but I want to be in it with you. Can we go slowly? And one line is worth naming clearly. A fairness gap is one thing. Control is another. If a partner keeps you from seeing the accounts, makes you ask permission to spend on basics, hides money, or runs up debt in your name, that can be financial control, a recognized form of economic abuse, not a communication problem. None of these scripts are the right tool for that, and none of it is your fault. There's a calm, free directory of confidential help in the description. If you'd like the whole thing on one page, the opener, the swap scripts, and the 4 moves, ready to read once before you bring it up, there's a free 1-page fair share check-in waiting in the link below. No pressure, and it's yours. So you're not trying to win the money conversation, and you're not trying to prove a case. You're trying to get both of you in front of the same picture, gently enough that there's a second conversation. The imbalance can wait a week. The tone can't. Quick note, this is general information, not financial, legal, or therapeutic advice, so always do what fits your situation. We are Hanamaru. If this helped even a little, subscribe and we'll see you in the next one.